is that the judge knew exactly what he was doing before he walked into that courtroom today, that he let everyone have their speech. Everyone, this went on. Normally these things are an hour and a half. We've been here for 8 hours, right? I was on with Rosanna this morning and Kurt, and I said it's going to be somewhere, I said plus or minus 5. So it was on a little bit of the minus 5. 4 years, 2 months. As I said, I think this judge, he said almost exactly what we predicted him to say. I know you've done a lot of good things, but I also need to take the bad things you've done into consideration, and therefore, here's my sentence. The prosecutor asking for 11 years was way beyond the pale. Department of Probation said 7 years, and he undercut them. I will tell you, no matter what they say when they come out here, the defense attorneys, I hope they're not going to get mad at me for saying this, they're going to go and have a great meal tonight. They signed up for a case where a guy was facing life in prison, and now a 50-year-old man will probably get out at 52 to 53 years old, which is 4 years younger than I am. He'll have his whole life ahead of him. He's got tens of millions of dollars in the bank, and hopefully he'll make this horrible situation as productive as possible. He's already started teaching classes in law, in prison, and he'll make a positive impact on the young men, especially the men of our society, about what not to do when you achieve the level of success and fame and fortune that Sean Combs had achieved. And that obviously played a role in the judge's decision making.
So for perspective here, he's gotten more than 4 years, and we understand he was only convicted of 2 of the charges, but the evidence from the other charges that were thrown out
is allowed
to be considered.
Is allowed. In federal court, that's allowed to come in. If you're over there in the state court, a lot less so. But here, the judge is allowed to take that into consideration. The judge must take into consideration the deterrent effect that it will have on the general public, not just on Sean Combs, but on sending a message to society that you can't do this, and if you do this, you're going to get severely punished.
So if you are a part of the prosecution team, how do you view this? What's your response to it?
Well, you're already devastated from the acquittals from a couple of months ago, right? Because they were shooting for the moon, and they